Hi folks, Mark Merrill with Firm. Finally, America's victory and sanctity. Donald Trump's amazing and stellar victory over Kamala Harris and the Deflectocrats, which included a new GOP bunch of members over there in the Senate and reinforcements in the House of Representatives. Mr. Trump at the time was around between 1:30 and quarter of 2 in the morning Eastern Time, finally achieved 276 electoral votes to Kamala Harris's 219 and had over 70 million voters of support, almost 71 million in the popular vote, outdistancing Ms. Harris by about 5.5 million. And they flipped the Senate, the Republicans did, the voters, I should say, the American voters. They flipped too, so that now the Republicans have 51 in the Senate going into January of 2025 and 42 Democrats. So they lost some seats. Aw, too bad. And in the House, Republicans flipped 5 seats to gain more, to have a 201 to 177 majority. It's about time, don't you think, folks? Mr. Trump's gone through enough as it is to begin with, as we all know. And the New York Times followed up for a change, told the truth. Also following up on the fact that they even admitted that Pennsylvania and Wisconsin had gone from Mr. Trump, which are the 2 key swing states that put him over the top. And as we speak right now, folks, he could be over 300 electoral votes. And all the final tallies are in. But the state of Maine here, folks, has still got a contested 2nd district, congressional district, being fought for. Austin Terrio versus incumbent Jared Golden. Mr. Golden is claiming victory, and Mr. Terrio is saying, no, you don't. With about 1,000 to 1,500 or more votes still not tallied yet. Typical Democrats. Well, the good news is very good news, folks, especially for the country. And when we get to it here in a few minutes, you're going to hear from some of the voters that we talked to during Election Day out in central Maine. Actually, folks, this is an update right here that we'll tell you right now as we are starting this podcast. As of the date of November 6th, the day afterwards, the Electoral College estimate was 312 for Mr. Trump and 226 for Ms. Harris. A couple of other statistics here, folks, that the 2020 results for electoral votes to win, 235 to 303, and they flipped in 2024 to 51 of those to 286 in favor of the GOP, the Republicans, and down to 226 for the Democrats. Just before the 312 was announced, there was an amount of 297 that Mr. Trump had already accrued, thanks to those 2 swing states, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. Well, it's all good, folks. We hope it's even better for Austin Terrio against Jared Golden. We shall see. We'll report that to you if we find out something, either on Twitter or on YouTube. So it really didn't happen, folks, until about 1:30, between 1:30 and 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time. We're all very grateful and thankful to God Almighty for guiding our voters in the entire country. Now, speaking of the people's votes and voices is what we have here, folks. We went to several central Maine communities, basically Fairfield, Oakland, Waterville, and Winslow, and we got this first segment of a number of people's responses and comments, unedited and honest. Well, what would you say is the most important thing on the ballot for you? Whether it's Maine or the country?
Country. Okay. Presidency. Women's rights. Yeah, that's probably the biggest for us. Yeah.
Family.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm just doing a poll as to what you think is the most important thing on your minds as far as when you vote today.
Oh, making
Whether
sure
it's Maine
you
or the country?
voted for the right one. Because
Okay.
if not, then it's either going to be good or bad. Good or evil. He's good.
Okay.
No, thank you.
All right. Appreciate your time.
Yep, thank you.
What is this for?
A little bit of a gap, folks. We'll get right back to them here in a moment. What's on your mind as far as what do you think is most important when you're doing for the 2024 election? What's most important to you?
I think the Roe versus Wade as a woman.
You mean the choice or not?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like we should have choice due to health conditions at the very least.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. I'm doing a poll. What's most important to you this election here, 2024? Oh, all right. Thank you. Hi, folks. I was doing a quick poll here. What's the most important thing you think during this election?
Immigration and the economy.
Yeah, locking down the border and start drilling and to help knock inflation down. Inflation's cancer. It's killing us.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
The most important issue you think for this election?
For this, the most important issue for this election. Ooh.
On the can of water.
I'm gonna have to think about that one for just a moment. Is that all right?
I don't mind. Sure.
Okay.
Sure. What's important for you, ma'am? Would you say is
There's definitely many core values.
I would say medical freedom for families to make educated decisions for their own children and their elderly family members to just express their medical freedom in a way that is not harmful to other people and that works the best for them.
budding family, right?
Yes. I am a mom of 4, soon to be 5, and we believe in medical freedom. We believe in raising healthy generations that don't have to rely on pharmaceutical medication. We do believe in homeschooling as well. That's a huge part of their health, I feel, and we really strive to go for education is very important. Educated decisions are super important. I feel like you should have all the facts before you make decisions that impact children and their children and their children and even your elders. We got to look out for each other. That's what being American is about.
Are you in favor of homeschooling, or?
I am, absolutely.
Just came to mind.
Yes,
Okay.
all 4 of mine are homeschooled,
Fantastic.
and they thrive in it. They love it.
Okay. All right, well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Issue for this election.
The border, number one for me.
Thank you for serving, sir.
Thank you.
Can I just ask you a question about how you feel about the election? What's the most important issue for you, would you say?
I'm just voting because it's part of my duty, and I feel like I should be out here and making sure that I can't complain if I don't vote, right? So
Well, that's true, too.
I don't really necessarily have an issue that's more important than the other. They're all equal to me, so.
All equal. Very good. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Could I just ask you a question real quick? Okay, thank you. Hi, folks. I'm doing a survey. I'd like to know what do you feel is the most important issue going on with 2024 this year?
I don't really know, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Weather for this time of year.
All right, folks, can I just ask you a question real quick? What's your most important issue, would you say, during this election day?
The presidential election.
Just the president? Okay. Yeah. You, sir?
Same thing.
You, sir?
Same thing. I'd like to see a woman as president.
Oh, okay. Any particular one?
Yeah, the one that they got on the ballot.
Ms. Harris.
Yep.
All right, so thank you. Stay on the ballot.
I'm actually on my lunch break.
Oh, okay. What would you say is the most important issue to you, sir, this election day?
President.
Okay. Okay. Anybody in the state legislature?
Probably no one in particular, but they're all important, so it's important to vote. So
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, folks. Can I get just a quick survey question from you? What would you say is the most important issue for you folks this election?
Money.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
We need to get our economy straightened out. We don't have the money that we had 4 years ago. We don't have any savings now. We have to use our savings in order to survive. So I want economy, and I want the immigration issue taken care of now. We don't need to have illegal people coming in here. I don't want any more murders or rapes. It's horrible.
Sir?
It's
Thank
about...
You, ma'am?
I'm not in this picture, right?
Thank you for your time. Hi, folks. Can I just ask you a quick question? All right. Thank you. Hi, guys. Can I ask you about the issues of the day? What you think's most important?
Oh, I'm not the guy to ask, but thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I gotta get to class. Thank you.
All right.
Donut in my mouth, I'm sorry.
Quite all right, guys.
Thank you, though.
All right. Thank you. Issues of the day are for this election?
There's a few of them. First of all, obviously the border. I'm sorry, I have a donut.
You go right ahead.
Second of all, it's where our money's going. It seems like we're not having a choice in that whatsoever. And third of all, I believe it's our homeless.
All right. Very good. I appreciate it, ma'am.
Thank you for your time.
You as well. I'm an independent reporter. I'm just doing a survey.
State budget, I guess.
State budget. Okay. What in particular would you say?
Probably DPW stuff, roads.
What is it?
Roads.
Oh, okay.
Road work.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
The most important to you, I should say, as far as either state or national.
National, voting for the president.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Issues of the day?
What are the most important?
To you, I should say.
For
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. I'm just doing a survey.
Oh, the border, national security, the economy.
All right. Thank you,
Would
ma'am.
be three of them.
Oh, well, yeah. Take your pick, right?
Right.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
As for what was it?
The most important issues that concern you in this election? Anything that's on your mind? What do you think is most important to you?
I don't think they really care.
I don't either, to be honest. I'm sorry.
All right. Thank you.
And stop wasting, I mean, there's nothing on the ballot to say stop wasting money and start putting people in homes instead of buying signs for $1 million. I think, I mean, I can't wait for the governor to, well, she's on her second term anyway.
Lame duck, right?
But I would like to see more candidates that are honest and don't cheat.
Right.
Because there's one over there I caught in a few lies this week.
Okay. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. This election?
I gotta go grab my registration, so I'll be back.
What is the most important issue for this election?
I'm not really sure. I don't know that I'm the right person to ask for that.
Okay. Just in general, that sort of thing.
I don't know. I think it's important to vote for president. I think we definitely need to be getting out there to vote for that. That's very important. So,
For the
yeah,
entire country?
absolutely.
Anything about Maine in general? Or?
I don't know. I just think getting out there to just maybe put your opinion out there of what you do know, like certain things I wanted to vote for and certain things I really didn't care. So, but yeah, absolutely.
Maybe some things you didn't see on the ballot type thing? Or?
Yeah, I think there was things on the ballot about bonds, especially that was not talked about, like, you know, normally they like, you hear things on the radio or whatever, and you don't, there was no information about that. So especially like on the radio stuff. I think more of that in the local radios needs to happen than having it just on 101.3. You know what I mean?
Very good.
More education for more of the public eye than just letting them have to go to that one station, if that makes sense what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's just part one, folks, of the people that we interviewed during Election Day in the greater central Maine area. So the lady did refer, if you caught that just a few moments ago, that she was going to, you know, mention local radio stations not doing their job, especially 101.3. You know what that one is? The Voice of Maine, 101.3 WVOM. And in that particular vein, or topic, folks, recently, Voice of Maine hosts Rick Tyler and George Hale were hosting a gentleman from the Maine Hospital Association in regard to Northern Lights hospital system losing millions of dollars. And the representative was discussing on how service to patrons and all Mainers is insufficient because of monies being lost by Northern Light. And the hospitals are also losing staff to serve the public and the patient's needs. Now, before we go on with any more responses, folks, from the general public, I offered myself my opinion, I should say, to the Tyler and Hale program. And here's how that went in an initial email. So, hi VOM. You puddin' and pie-faced pretend journalists, I notice you're still bringing on bureaucrats like the recent guest from the Maine Hospital Association, I believe. Why don't you act and think about taking callers like, oh, let's say, for instance, the general Maine population about this topic? You know, people who really, really are suffering from the ill effects of the now ancient COVID pandemic. No, I guess not. Enough time in your big deal morning program of 3 hours to spend time doing that by opening your statewide phone and text lines? Not enough, huh? Figures coming from a former sports harness racing guru and part-time reporter, or not news journalist, but a weatherman, not a meteorologist, by the way. Well, Tyler answered me right off, one of the co-hosts. Well, matter of fact, our plan was to take calls right now, and if you'd like, do so right now. So I did. The audio you can find on WVOM FM, the Rick Tyler and George Hale show, on Rewind, anytime you'd like to look it up. But basically, here's what I said to my followers through Rumble, YouTube, and Twitter, now X. Well, thanks for taking my call back, Mr. Tyler. I also answered him back on an email. The Maine Hospital Association rep is just another bureaucrat. Listen to your callers, who are the real people of the state of Maine, dealing with the financial shortcomings of Northern Lights facilities bleeding money. But we the people suffer. Damn good thing Trump won and got GOP support in taking back the Senate and the House. Here in Maine? Jeez. Where do we start once again? Janet Mills and cronies, deflectocrats of hers, that we call them, are criminals. Yeah, criminals. Robbing a rural economic state population, spend, then they steal from our rainy day fund of $915 million and push nearly $1 billion over the next 2 fiscal years, and they call it a revenue package? Bull. It's robbing the population of the state of Maine, folks. We've taken our country back. Right here. That's right. Taking it back. And we plan on having lots of changes being made. We're going to continue on in a moment here with our people who gave us their opinions in the final few segments here. The title of our program today is all about America's victory and sanctity. So the last part, folks, are some more comments and views from Central Maine voters as we wound down the day on the afternoon of November 5th. Here's what some of the people had to say.
Important to you?
Important to me?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You know, general, overall, type thing.
I don't know. I guess just protecting people's rights to be able to do what they want.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all I can think of. I'm on the spot.
Quite all right, sir. Thank you. Oh, yeah, well,
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's a big one.
Yes, it is. Right, right.
Pretty much all the economy and the prices, everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
It's going to be scary in the next few days.
Well, we hope it isn't, but thank you.
Thank you.
For the day, what's most important to you, would you say?
The economy.
Okay.
How's that?
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, sir. I'm doing a national and statewide survey as the issues of the day. What would you say is most important to you as this election comes to a close?
The economy.
Okay. Anything else at this point?
That's it right there.
Yeah. The budgetary and cost of things and
Yeah.
that sort of
Curb spending.
Curb spending. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
What is most important to you in this election year?
Most important. I would say inflation. Inflation is definitely. I think it affects everybody. Inflation and safety of our existing Americans.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
What concerns you for this election?
Mostly the economy and the border.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was it for the folks. You, the American voter. But right here in Central Maine, folks. That's where it totally comes from in the long run. The American voters have spoken quite directly, as you've heard. And directly in multiple states around and about every community you can think of, folks. There's changes in our country's direction that have to take place for honor and a republic based on our foundation of our rights and freedoms, and to bring us back to a stable and thriving economy, independent from foreign forces and evils of war as well. That's our view here at Firm. Don't forget to check in on our podcasts like this one, 5 days a week, rumble.com/fairnessmedia1, YouTube, Twitter, and 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, folks. Our emails are open to you for your opinions and suggestions for topics that we may not have covered out of the 260 we now have for podcasts. In the meantime, stay safe. Peace to everyone.